5 decades of Tom Cruise in Hollywood, and 4 decades of Mission Impossible. Here at Extra, we're taking a look back at every one-on-one interview we've had with Tom over the years.
This movie is phenomenal, but you forgot to, it should come with a warning label. You know, like take some sort of herbal stress pills, people, because it
Herbal,
keeps you,
right?
yeah, keeps you on your,
Good,
oh my
good,
God, it was
good.
fantastic.
Oh, great.
Were you, I mean, talk about just, I mean, making this, I'm trying to get into your head, right, as a producer. It's like, how did he come up with this? And just talk about the effects and...
We just sat in a room, and as I said before, it's as basic as, what do you think is cool? You know, Brian and I would sit there and go, what do you think is cool? Oh, and we'd talk it out, and how are we going to do it, and what haven't we seen before, and what can we kind of turn on its heel that we have seen before. And, you know, with this kind of material, Mission Impossible, just the concept, you know, the twists, the turns, it was a very rich environment for things like that. And you know, it took a lot of hours with Brian and David Koepp, you know, working through that, and Bob Town and Paula Wagner. You know, it was just constantly everyone saying, well, you know, how about this, how about that? And Brian, I would go into his office, and on his computer he would have all the different spaces that, you know, looking on his computer, how he can shoot it, what he can do to build the tension and to heighten the action. And I was very impressed working with him. I think he's a brilliant filmmaker.
Talk about keeping it true to the TV classic, but yet putting a 90s spin.
Welcome to De Palma's world, you know? That's what I'd say, you know, come on, let's De Palmaize it, you know? Let's amp it up. He really understands suspense. In the CIA sequence, when he came in, he said, look, this is what I want to do. And one day in a script meeting, I just looked at this guy and I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. You know, this is going to be fun.
Why did you choose this to be your first producing effort?
I'd been looking for an action picture and something different, and I couldn't find anything. I read a lot of scripts, and I guess this must have been about 3 years ago now. And I found out that Paramount had Mission Impossible, and I thought, I didn't even necessarily think of it as our first. Well, maybe I did, but I just thought it'd be an exciting picture. It's one that I wanted to see, and I wanted to make it right away. Right away meaning 2 years later. You know?
Exactly.
It takes time, these things.
Now, talk about acting in front of a blue screen and doing all of this action that way. What are the challenges of doing that just as a performer?
Well, the physicality is already there. I mean, just in terms of the environment, we spent a long time doing research for the wind. I mean, you think of little things, you know, a lot of times we study different train sequences and they're on top of the train and the hair is just kind of blowing, and we're talking about a high-speed train. And I skydive, I know what it's like to travel at terminal velocity, so you want to, you know, I was talking to Brian, I said, look, you've got to see what the effects on the body, it's going to add that, you know, reality to it. And we tried jet engines, we tried, you know, you name it, Ritters, you know, that was out, and jet engines, and, you know, we'd have to walk around with gas masks and, you know, go to detox after shooting the sequence of 6 weeks on the Bond stage. So I remembered when I went to a skydiving simulator, and I said, look, let's see if we can find one of these things. And they, you know, the guys, special effects guys rigged up, did a brilliant job, so that you have that, you know, force on you the entire time. And it added to it. It actually made it really exciting.
Let's start at the beginning. How happy are you two? I mean, just to be where you are, MI3. First of all, I saw the film. It's absolutely amazing, action-packed. How did you feel the first time Tom told you that, you know, he wanted you to do MI3?
I thought that I was being punked. I did. I thought
you are actually. Seriously, it's not actually coming out.
You're gonna be like, Ashton Kutcher. It was ridiculous. I thought, why would Tom want me to do this movie? It made no sense to me. It still doesn't.
It still doesn't.
No.
And how good did it feel for you to get back in the character and do the...
I tell you, with JJ, I couldn't wait. I could not wait. It took me a while to make another one because it just wasn't where I felt it needed to be. And to a place where just the elements weren't there. And when I met JJ, I went, this is really the way to go. And the character that he gave me and how he developed and his ideas of the development of the character, because I wanted to take it to another level. Otherwise, I didn't want to do it. I wasn't going to make another one unless I felt that I could take it to another level. And just when I met JJ, I knew I wanted to work with him. He's just an enormously talented, fun
can't do
guy.
this. No, please.
No, here's a guy.
I gotta
here's
say,
a
no,
guy.
no.
Here's a guy. He did 3 of the ILM shots himself, just for fun. Okay. You should see even the thank you card that he gave me for a birthday gift. I played it over and over. I couldn't believe it. I called him. I said, "This is the most amazing."
What did you get?
Oh,
He
dear
did
boy.
this whole,
Tom,
he
what are
drew
you
this
doing?
whole cartoon. See, I gave him this, what was it? A Segway. I gave him a Segway, and
He gives me a
and
gift
Now listen to
that
this.
no one would
His
give
wife's
someone.
name is Kate.
Oh, okay.
Katie. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
he
thought
would-
Katie got me a Segway. I thought, this is the most, extravagant gift. And the card's like, from TC. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. He got me a Segway?
So we were at his house.
It was like,
till 4 in the morning, and his wife is adventurous as hell. I mean, she's amazing. Okay. Katie gets on this thing and is through their new house riding the Segway through the house, and she's crashing in. She's
I
crashing
think she
in.
still has a scar.
Does
Actually,
she's crashing
she
into
wiped
the,
out.
but no problem. Got back on, was crashing, and so he sent me this thank you for it that was hilarious. That he drew this cartoon out of this guy driving the Segway across, and then just say thank you for the with music. He scored it and everything, and then off to the side
This is
you
I have to
hear
say-
this. It had special effects.
This is the first thank you card that got someone a job directing Mission
Is
Impossible.
that?
And that's pretty cool.
That's pretty hot right there.
I was doing it, I'm like, this better get me a job directing Mission Impossible. I was on the computer.
Now, I've interviewed everybody from the cast.
Yes.
I still have that. I'm gonna put it on the DVD. I'm gonna put the thank you card on the DVD.
Oh,
That'll
God.
be
We'll do the special behind the scenes.
behind the scenes.
Audio
This is-
commentary
This is when I
on
knew
the
once
thank
and
you
for all
card.
that
This is
JJ.
why he got it.
This is how he got
So
the job.
embarrassing. Oh, my God.
Now, I've interviewed all the cast, and everybody just talks about your intensity and how you just put yourself so much into the film and the stunts. They just go back, like they'll talk about it, and then they'll go, and then you just got to see him do these stunts because he's just like
That's nice.
amazing. Like, is there anything that you haven't done on like stunt wise that you want to do? Take it to, or do you feel you just have to take it to another level every time? Because these stunts are, I mean, jumping off buildings and.
Yeah, we tried. I want to take it to the next level. Really, what interests me is the story. How do we take that story to the next level? And then the action evolved from that. Of course, I want the biggest stunt or something that will, but that it's got to be in the framework of this story. And when you see what you've seen the movie, you see how JJ, the stunts don't mean anything unless you have that character in the story. Otherwise you're just looking at it from an objective viewpoint as opposed to experiencing it through the character in the story. That's what adds to the tension. And so even when we're talking about a stunt or we're going through it, it's what is that? What is the story of the character within this, the performance? Because it's yes, doing that stunt, but it's also, for me, it's you have to act. It's the prep of jumping off that building and the dynamic between Luther and me and the team. Mm-hmm. Maggie Q and Jonathan. How are we? It's all of that, and then to have that topper of this kind of stunt. And some of the things we discovered right there on the day, the blowing into the car we discovered on the day, some of it,
Yeah.
in the midst of all of it.
Yeah, I have to say that the most amazing thing doing this movie was how open Tom was to discovery in the moment. So you'd go to the set and you'd know the parameters of what you had to do that day. You'd understand what, we were very responsible in the making of the movie, ultimately, but to be able to discover on the day stuff that's better than what you anticipated, made every day a challenge, and it made every day exciting. And no one I've never met anyone who was more determined to make something better than Tom. Every day, it's how do we make every moment better? And he's one of the producers of the movie, which could have been, of course, the star and the producer. Oh, that's but literally, if he hadn't been the star of the movie, this is the guy you want every day on the set, because his sense of story is is unbelievable. It's just brilliant, and it was so much fun doing this movie for that reason.
That's the loudest they've been on that.
friends?
Those are your buddies. I've been waiting for
it,
you all
man.
here. And in front of that, I just,
I know, man.
dude.
I know.
I mean, you get the beautiful women in, and you rappel off the world's largest building, tallest building, but then you get to drive like the hottest cars.
I know, man. That car's badass.
And I heard you. Paula told me that you were whipping it a little bit.
Yeah, we were trying. You know, we got to pick it up. You know, I wanted to give her a nice ride. You know, she didn't mind.
No.
No.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
I mean, was it pretty
I
amazing?
did. Yeah, it is pretty amazing.
And how is this New York City? I see they're all out there too. You can.
There they are. We can see.
How great is this to end this? I mean, because you've been on a whirlwind tour.
Hey, you were there.
Yes, I
You
was.
were there. We were on the tour.
I mean, it's
You had
pretty.
a little,
It's
you know.
incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. Really amazing. Absolutely. What an adventure, and it's something that, you know, to be able to entertain people and travel like that it is amazing. And now here tonight, this is a big one, you know.
And I saw Katie coming in. It was a little date night.
Yeah.
You get to hang out holiday time.
You know.
What? Any big plans? What are you gonna do?
You know, we saw when we came here, we went to the Nutcracker Suite, and
did you?
yeah, we saw the Nutcracker, and then we went skating at Rockefeller Center.
Oh.
You know, had to go see the Christmas show at Radio City Music Hall.
Okay.
So we're doing it, you know, getting in the Christmas spirit. It's really fun.
I know they had photos of you in Surrey out there dancing, or taking her a dance class or something.
That was her gymnastics. I just saw a photo. I didn't know that.
They're
it was in
everywhere.
there. Yeah,
It's New York.
I didn't know that.
You
Yeah.
got to get the Mission Impossible spy stuff. You
Yeah, I
can't-
know.
can't-
I got to
can't
get
let 'em
better at
get you.
that. I got to get better at that.
It looked like you were teaching her how to dance, some Rock of Ages
No,
dance.
she's a
maybe.
gymnast. Little, you
Is
know,
she?
she does dance though also, but she loves sports. She loves to dance. She loves gymnastics. She likes to swim and, you know, all things
athletic.
kids do. Yeah.
She's sounding like a little spy in the making.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. She'll do what she wants to do, and I'll say okay.
And Rock of Ages, are you ready? I mean, I've seen the trailer.
Did you see the trailer?
Like,
Yes.
wait, how much? Like, you got bigger? What's going on? I'm just saying.
Yeah, we were dancing a lot. I had a lot of dance.
Yeah?
Hours and hours of dance class.
I know, but I saw like your shirt's off after. It's like a
Rock
different
star,
time.
You know? He's a rock star. What am I supposed to do?
Did you
gotta bring
did you
it.
bulk up for it? Did you?
No,
did
I
you-
didn't. No.
Really? Okay. And what about the singing? Do you miss it?
You know what? Well, it was a lot of fun. I learned, you know, how to properly sing, and it was really fun finding that. It was really a lot of fun. I loved making it.
You got a favorite song from the film yet?
I don't know. You know, I mean, all of them were really fun to sing.
Yeah?
All of them were really fun.
I was going to ask
Come
you
on.
to belt one out, but I don't know if
Yeah,
you
we got to see it.
you got to see
We got
it.
to see it.
I'm ready for it. I'm
All
definitely
right.
ready for it. Well, thank you, Tom. It was nice hanging out, man.
Merry Christmas, huh?
What are you guys doing for the holidays?
Just hanging out.
Hanging out for the holidays.
Just family. We're just gonna chill,
Do you
play
do-
board games and basketball, watch a lot of movies.
Do you
That's
do
what
the
we do
New-
at Christmas. Everyone goes to movies.
Do you do the New Year's resolution thing or no?
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
If you were to make one, I mean,
don't
what
know.
would you say?
I
What would
don't
it
know.
be?
I don't.
Because
have
you're
one.
already in perfect shape. You look great. You don't age.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Throw it out there for me.
I don't. You know, I would love to see an action flick with you and maybe Will.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. We've been talking about doing stuff for a long time, and you know, it's just schedules and finding the right piece of material. That'd be a lot of fun.
I would love to see it. I think you kick his butt.
We'll have fun. That's right. It's all fun. You know?
Perfect. Thanks,
All right.
man.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you. I saw the film last night, and I'm about to curse on camera. I don't want to curse, but I lost my mind. I lost my mind. I really did.
Yeah, great,
Like
man.
literally from the beginning. How do you come up with this mess? That's really what I'm not going to ask you anything I'm supposed to. I just want to know, how do you come up with this?
We sit in a room, we talk about it, and we keep exploring, and as we're working, we're actually writing the film as we're going along. We pick the locations, and locations that we feel have story. But stuff like the A400, we're looking, because I'm a pilot myself, so we're looking at different objects and different geography that will tell story and will hopefully entertain an audience. And of course, the hallmark of Mission Impossible are the locations. And
Scene 1.
yeah,
I'm gonna run on a plane.
that was
Brother,
crazy.
what are you doing?
That was crazy.
Do me a favor. I'm gonna give
When
you
I was
my
going
number.
down the
I'm
runway,
gonna-
there was a moment I was going down the runway. I was like, maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Call me
Oh,
before
shit.
you. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Before
That's
you
what
do
it's
this
like.
stuff, could you call me? Just tell. You need a brother
I
to,
didn't tell.
to call.
I did not tell my family. I didn't
doing?
tell anyone. I was like, oh, okay. I've actually always wanted to try that. And I remember thinking, but when I was going down the runway, I mean, we worked this thing over, and it was cold, and I had to wear contact. We figured the whole thing, camera, and there was just so many things that could potentially go wrong. But that camera angle, when I think of an audience and think of what it's going to be like for an audience to see it, and I just, there's an exhilaration. But I was going down that runway, and it was, oh, shit. I kept telling the pilot, I said, look, when we go, make sure the angle of attack as you're climbing out, I said, I want my feet up against the side of that fuselage, And the test pilot, he's the one who developed the A400, and he said, he says, your feet will be on the side of the fuselage. I said, okay. We were going down, and as we're going down the runway, I'm doing everything to try to keep my feet on, there's a paratrooper door that I end up going in, and there's a foot placement there, and I could barely keep my feet on the foot pedestal. I was just like, oh my God, please don't let there be a bird at the end of this runway.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen.
I know.
I mean, a pebble
I got hit
like
by
anything.
a pebble on the second take, and it hit me so hard. I didn't tell anyone, but I thought it broke my rib, and it was embedded in my clothes, and and it was just like so small. I was like, thank God that didn't hit my face or my hand or anything. But
Do you ever think of what if, like,
I don't think what if. I think what I do is, as you're going through something like that, you're going, here, how do we mitigate it as much as possible? I mean, also driving on a motorcycle, we were going 120 miles an hour when I was doing that. And I can't wear a helmet because...
Yeah, I saw it
was
coming.
like-
I really, I
Did
ride.
you
I
see?
saw
Yeah,
it coming.
I know, you're like-
you had the shirt on. I was like, oh, he's a pair of glasses. There's the okay, he's gonna be
You see
motorcycle
the glasses?
chase.
Exactly.
I was like, yes. And I was like,
you're
no
a rider,
helmet.
so no helmet. So, and we're driving in the desert, so sand, any kind of water.
it could be crazy.
But every time, we do things like all the guys, they run the whole highway. We're trying to clear out as many, particles as possible. But we're going.
What kind of training do you do to get prepared for stuff like this?
All kinds of training. Each phase as I'm approaching it, there's the underwater sequence. So I was in the Caymans and I was doing 40-meter free dives and getting my breath hold up to, I was doing over 6 minutes and.
Whoa. Repeat that?
Yeah, we're doing over 6 minutes. But
6 minutes what?
holding my breath. It was intense.
I just held my
That
breath.
was like
for a minute. If this was a longer interview,
doing
I'd have
it,
held
it
it
was like-
longer. But I just held my breath right there.
I had to be able to do
are you
it
serious?
beyond, because for the sequence we were shooting, if you look at it,
That's incredible.
because I got to hold my breath from the moment I take the regulator off, get into position, and then we do the take. So I trained for that. We train on motorcycles and cars, and of course just my normal fitness that I have to do, which is
What can you do next? You're on top of the Burj Khalifa, chilling, sitting on a pole. I'm like, can the man? And then you're running on a plane. What are we doing? You're holding your breath for 6 minutes.
I know we gotta.
What's Tom? Come on.
We'll find it. There's always another mountain.
What are you gonna jump in a volcano? Like what do we?
That's not a bad idea.
No.
That's not a bad idea. I've rappelled in volcanoes. I've done that. We've done that.
Tom, you've done London, Dubai, Vienna, now Paris. Do you do anything small?
I don't want to. No, we go big. That's what I want to do. I mean, this is just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, for us to get this location, it's amazing.
Insane. Of course, Tom Cruise is the one that can pull this off. You look so dapper.
Thank you.
Incredible.
You look lovely.
Thank
Really
you.
beautiful.
No, you just had a birthday. 56
Yes.
has never looked so good.
Thank you very
So
much.
I got to know,
Thank you.
what is the secret?
You know, I think, I don't know, I think you just work hard, go hard.
Just
you
never
know?
stop?
Just don't stop. Don't stop.
Maybe
Don't give it time.
This
you know?
crazy adrenaline. Do you think that's what it is,
Maybe,
keeping you young?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's insane. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. How do you think your body recovers so quickly? Obviously, this injury, you
Very.
bounce back so fast.
Very fast.
What is that? What do you pay that testament to?
Just work hard. Just keep going.
Put in the
Just
work.
put in the work.
Put in the work.
Yeah.
We talked at length yesterday about the motorcycle sequence and how dangerous that can be. Just the other day, George Clooney had an accident on a motorcycle.
know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He came off his bike in Italy, and it just goes to show that these things, like, they're not.
He's okay, though,
He
right?
is.
Okay, good.
He is
good.
doing
Sure,
well. He's
sure.
Clooney. He'll be
Yeah,
fine.
Good. You'll be fine. Good. All right,
Like
George,
you.
take care of yourself.
guys-
Careful, George. Careful. These things are dangerous.
He's indestructible, just like you and your character. MI7, you've told us it's happening. It's going to be bigger. The stunts are going to be crazier. Yeah?
Yeah, we got some wild stuff
Yeah.
ahead.
What I also love about these films is you always have strong female characters, and this one is full of them. How important is that for you to highlight these women in this way?
It's always been that way. I mean, if you look at my work, right from the beginning, I want everyone to score in the movie. It's just something, when I go to a film, I want a full cast. I want, it's something where you want every character to come alive. That's we work very hard in these scripts, and I want to celebrate the artists that are working with me, because I admire them.
Yeah, and we can tell that you're not afraid of a strong woman, which I love.
No, not at all. I was raised by 4 women.
There you go.
4 women raised me, so yes, that was always very important to me.
So, yeah, that's important. Obviously, a strong woman who can skydive into a scuba dive.
That's exactly it, yes.
If you find that woman,
Yes,
let me know.
yes, exactly,
I'll
exactly.
be the first to know.
We have to talk about this crunch that we all heard while watching the movie.
Oh my
Are
gosh.
you 100% healed yet?
It's still healing, but it
Okay.
will be 100%. I mean, I'm sprinting now. Obviously, I was able to sprint, but it was broken. I sprinted on a broken ankle when we were doing it because we had to get the release date.
What
But,
about meds? Like, you don't take any of that stuff.
I don't like the feeling of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's really, I just don't like the feeling of it. So it's and when you're coming off, it hurts anyway, and it hurts
does.
worse. So there's just a bunch of different things that I did to help through the pain and to really blow the pain and get rid of it. So, and I was in rehab and training, and we were editing the film and working on the story when I was doing it. So it was never stopping. You just
Never
go.
stop.
No.
I have to say, was there ever a stunt where you're like, that might be beyond my capabilities?
No, when I was in it, I thought maybe this is beyond my capabilities.
Which one? Was it the helicopter? I'm not going to give it away, but those helicopters gave me like agita. I was
Me too.
freaking
I loved it. I really enjoyed the helicopter. But there were some times, like when we're, sometimes the rotor blade was just a couple of feet off the side of the wall. So there's moments you're going through it. It's when I train for a year and a half on that, and we train. I'm always training, always learning. Whatever skill I have, I'm trying to improve or learn a new skill.
First of all, big congratulations. I mean, you got a standing O at Cannes. But after 30 years, I have to ask, is it the final reckoning?
Well, this is a culmination of the entire franchise. It's the very first film that I ever officially produced, and it is called, I want audiences to see it, but it is called The Final Reckoning. So, but audiences have to see it.
So how do we say
I don't
goodbye
want
to
to give it away.
How do we say goodbye to Ethan Hunt?
Well, I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
You see it.
Right.
We want audiences to just go and have some fun with it.
Oh, I love that. But let's play hypothetical. Let's say that it is the final one. Where do you get your adrenaline fix from? Is it space? Is it speeding down the 405?
It's making movies. It's such a privilege to do what I do. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's been a lifelong dream of mine to be able to do this and to make movies. And I finished another film, and we've got a lot of films lined up in the future of different movies we're going to make. And I love it. That is my. I don't know. It's not what I do. It's who I am, and I love doing it.
Yeah, very much so. And you're very, very good at it. So we thank you for that.
It's my honor to entertain you.
Oh, I do want to ask you about some of the stunts because we see you here on the side of the plane. We see you underwater. Was there ever a time where you're like, okay, I might have gone too far?
Always. I always go too far. But I don't mind it, I always go too far. We're always like, oh my gosh, like this, you just take your hand and stick it out of the car going 140 miles an hour, 145 miles an hour. It is a lot of force, and we spent a lot of time, developing this sequence. I fly aerobatic airplanes, I fly jets, I fly helicopters, and, this took all of our ability and all of our skill to be able to find the camera angles to tell this story. Physically, what I had to do to prepare for this thing was quite extreme. And I can tell you this, whatever people see in the trailers or on TV, it's just not even a taste of what they have in store for them when they see this film. Yeah, it's not even like people are seeing it like, how can it get crazier than that? It is. We're not showing anyone. They're going to have to go to the theaters to see it. I will never show them in the ads.
This is definitely a movie for the theaters. Speaking of theaters, you and Michael B. Jordan's friendship, we're here for it. We love it. And you were a fan of Sinners.
Listen, I'm a huge fan of his. Huge fan of what he and Coogler do together. Great film. Great film. I recommend everyone go and see that picture many, many times. You know, you want to see it on a big screen. And he's enormously talented, very charismatic, great actor. I look forward to, I'd love to make a movie with him also, yeah.
We're putting that out there.
Oh, no, I've already put it out there. And I've looked years ago, you know, when I first met him, I was like, this guy, I'd like to make movies with him.
I love that. But you are making projects with Anna, who you also showed love to, was amazing in Ballerina. What's it like collaborating with her and showing each other support?
Yeah, listen, very, very talented. Great dramatic actress, comedic, tremendous ability, learns quickly. You see the stuff I love Keanu's work. Like, you know, look, I grew up with Keanu. You know, you see Speed, you see The Matrix, and also what they did with the Wick franchise. And looking at that, you're saying, like, look at how they captured the tone from that and how, you know, that ability and charisma, you know. And it's also, I look forward to, like, you got Formula One coming out with Brad, you know, and the guys, Joe, who directed Top Gun Maverick. That's going to be a great film this summer. So it's great. Got a lot in store for all of you, all the audiences out there, for everybody. There's a lot happening.
Amazing stunts in that movie. I mean, you're the stunt man.
I love doing it. You know, and those guys, like that, you know, Chad and those guys, what they do, and Len, who directed that, Len Weissman, who I know, and, you know, I admire that stuff. Like, and Keanu, what he does with Wick and what they've done with that franchise is very impressive. I know what it takes to do that stuff. So I always call him. I'm like, hats off, man. Hats off. You know, and I dig those movies. You know, I really love it.
Hats off to you as well. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Such a
much.
pleasure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.